Hello friend, welcome to again in my channel. So what is the plate load test? Yeah, if you are learn about the soil mechanics and you are the working person and you do work in the soil, so this video is helpful for you. So in this video, what is plate load test? What is the specification of the plate? What is the loading condition? What is kind of settlement, and what is the graph, and last but not the least, what is its IS code and what is the limitation. So these few things I want to discuss in this video. Okay, so without further delay, let's get started. And one more thing, last video I talk about the bearing capacity map, how you solve. So in case if you didn't see it or you missed it, then definitely go this I button and check out the last video. And this is our fifth or sixth video of bearing capacity series. Okay, so finally, without further delay, let's get started. What is plate load test? So before starting the plate load test, I want to say something. The plate load test, the IS code is IS 18881982. That is the standard IS code for plate load test. Okay. Number two, these plate load tests generally used to find out the ultimate bearing capacity. Okay, you have to find out what is the bearing capacity in the soil where you want to construct, as well as we are trying to find what is the settlement, and that settlement is known as probable settlement. Why I am saying the probable settlement, you will understand when I talk about the limitations. So my humble request, watch the video till the end and brush up your concept. Now we talk about some assumptions of plate load test. I am not wasting time by writing properly plate load test. That is why I am using the abbreviation. It is called PLT. So don't get confused with it. It is a plate load test. Okay. So assumption one is that the depth of foundation that influence this test, and that influence on what parameter. That depth of foundation influence actual the stress. Okay, there is some relation between depth of foundation and stress. You will gradually understand later. Point number two, the soil strata should be uniform. So if you try to draw the picture, this is your GL and you excavate, this is your soil surface, that should be uniform, and that is the D which can influence the stress. Okay, so that is basic some assumptions. Now we talk about, you say, the apparatus or equipment of plate load test. Basically apparatus is your plate, that is known as your bearing plate. So let's see what is the specification of this bearing plate. Okay, first, it may be square, that means this, or circular, this. Point number two is The thickness is 25 millimeter. Point number 3 is that size should be 300 to 750 mm. 300 750 mm. Size vary करता है. And the material should be mild steel, that is Fe 250. But there is some special case. That 4 point I have discussed, that is general case, but in special case sometimes they use precast concrete block, precast concrete block when depth D not less than 2/3 of width. In that scenario, we should use precast concrete block, okay, and that must be cast in situ. That must be for cast in situ. Another special case, if the n value is less than 15 and soil condition is your clay or silt. So if this is your soil condition, then you should use either plate or concrete block. If 15 less than n less than 30 and soil condition is your sandy soil or gravel soil, then you should use 3 plates and size should be 300 mm to 750 mm, okay. And in second condition, n less than 450, the size should be 450 mm. I hope that understood. So this is all about your bearing plate. If there is any kind of doubt, let me comment in this comment section. Now we talk about the test pit. सिंपल सी बात है, ये आपका ग्राउंड है and in here you should excavate and make a dig. After digging, this is your excavation pit, this is your dig, okay. So the specification of this test pit is the width is 5 times of test plate. मान लो test plate is 450 mm, so width should be 5 into 450 and that comes to 2250 mm. Suppose test plate is 300 mm. In that case, the width should be 5 into 300 mm. That should be 1500 mm. Okay, in this way. Number 2, very common thing, that should be clean and uniform. If it's not uniform, then there might be chance of not getting a proper value of the test. Now we talk about the loading condition. How you apply the load in this plate load, in this test. Loading condition. Basically, there we use 3 types of loading condition. 3 types of loading condition. One is your gravity loading condition. Gravity loading condition. Another is your reaction truss method. Reaction truss method. And now we talk about setting of plate. How to proper place our plate in the foundation excavator. Generally, this plate is kept on fine sand layer, and that sand layer thickness should be 5 mm. Suppose this is your depth D, and you just place some sand and place the plate, and that thickness minimum 5 mm, not more than that. After that, before applying the load, proper doing the orientation using the plumb bob, and definitely do the horizontal leveling, because if you not doing the horizontal loading, then there is some chance of eccentric loading. And what is the effect of eccentric loading? Suppose this is your plate and this is its middle. If load is applied this place, there is no issue. But if load is applied this place, then load is applied as well as one moment is applied. So in that case, our vision is completely hampered or damaged. Now we talk about load, how to apply load. Okay. Generally, we increase the load at a rate of 1 kg per centimeter square. Otherwise, it is equivalent to 10 ton per meter square. Okay. Or 1/5 of ultimate bearing capacity. Suppose your ultimate bearing capacity is say 100 ton. That means 1/5 is your 20 ton. So you starting your test with 20 tons, and whichever is less. So from first condition it is 10 ton, second condition it may 20 tons. In that case we choose the 10 tons. But suppose first case we find 10 tons, second case we find 8 tons. In this case we can go with this 8 ton, right? And there should be some pressure gauge from where we can measure the load. Because why? How you measure the load? Simple. This is a stress that is equal to load per area. This area means area of plate, right? Simple. Now the most important thing is this settlement. This is the most important thing. My humble request, please be concerned when you see that settlement part. Okay. First, observe the settlement after each increment of load. Which load? That starts from 10 ton per meter square, right? Okay. And there should be some interval. So interval should be 1 minute, 2.25 minutes, 4 minutes, 6.25 minutes, 9 minutes, 16 minutes, 25 minutes. After that, 30 minutes interval. And after completing 30 minutes interval, check the time, check the time of every 0.02 mm settlement. What is the meaning of this? First, measure the in settlement in 1 minute, 2.25 minute, 4 minutes, 6.25 minute, 9 minutes, 16 minute, 25 minute, 30 minute. Okay. After that, every 0.02 mm settlement, you check the time. Maybe 45 minutes after happening this settlement, maybe 60 minutes happen this settlement. Okay. Now point number 3. Now we talk about various types of soil. If soil is clay, then every increment lasts for not less than 60 minutes. Okay. Number 4. Final settlement should be the final settlement should be for ultimate bearing capacity. This test is continuously going up to 25 mm general case and 50 mm settlement for some special case. I give you a simple example. Suppose you are working on a site where there is a material, clay material. It should be maybe elite, kaolinite, maybe montmorillonite. If montmorillonite there is no chance of construction, elite, kaolinite there is a little bit chance. For special case, there may be chance of failure. Maybe chance of failure. If that may happen, then definitely you do this test twice, 2 times, and in design load. Now we talk about our graph. Now we talk about our load settlement graph. The graph is like this. One is this, another is this, another is this, is this. This is your load intensity, and this is your settlement. I talk about various types of soil. This is your dense, cohesionless soil. This is your partial cohesive soil. This is your loose to medium soil, and this is your cohesive soil. That is your the graph for plate load test. And now we talk about the limitation. This is the very much important thing in the plate load test. Number 1, this test is only valid for if depth is less than twice width. Otherwise, this test may be greater than, then this test is not valid. Point number 1. That means probably in shallow foundation you go with this test. For deep foundation or go for the higher depth, you didn't apply this test. Point number 2. This is very short duration test. Short duration test. And these tests didn't give you the ultimate settlement. Remember, I talk about the probable settlement. Yeah, probable. They didn't talk about the ultimate settlement. They talk about just probable. Yeah, there might be chance of this much amount of settlement. And last but not least, size of foundation is a limitation. For clay soil, for clay soil, the ultimate pressure of the foundation is same for the test plate. Whereas dense sandy soil, the bearing capacity increase. The bearing capacity increase if the size of foundation should be increased. So there is some limitation in this test. So yeah, that is all about clay load test, where I talk about the ice code, then I talk about some assumptions, and yeah, why probable settlement, and why the limitation I discussed later. After that, I discuss about bearing plate specification, then I talk about three special case, and then we talk about the test pit, loading condition, then how to keep the plate and what is the load condition, and how we calculate the settlement, as well as we talk about the graph and limitation. So I hope there is no doubt. If there's doubt, definitely do comment in my comment section. I will definitely try to solve your doubt. And yeah, if you learned something new from my video, then definitely like, share, subscribe the video for further getting this type of video. Press the bell icon. You never miss an update. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. And one more thing. In next video, I will talk about the penetration test. Okay. So till then, take care. Bye bye. And yeah, thank you for watching this video.